Good morning. Chapter 4, Linux, Part 1. Working with files, we're copying and pasting and those sorts of things. So, understanding file structures. We have two different kinds of basically file structures. Now, these are all ASCII file structures, which are just simple text. Now, you have variable length structures and fixed length. So notice on the variable length, you have like a field, a semicolon, or I'm sorry, a colon, a field, a colon, a field, a colon. Now, look at Harrison though. So you have Harrison, which is 8 characters, then a colon. Okay, that is a variable length record. So the end of the actual information is the end of the particular field within a variable length record. And again, they're separated by the colon. In this case is what's called a delimiter. So that delimiter is separating the fields. Now, when you think back to databases, it's kind of like the varchar 2 example, to where you can, the data you can set the field to be a particular length, but based upon the actual length of the real information, only so much space will be taken within your database. So that's a variable length record. Now, that's compared with a fixed length record. We can see in this example, the first field is characters 1 through, or columns 1 through 3, and then columns 5 through 7 is the next, 9 through 12. But on the fourth field, Harrison, even though there's only 8 characters, is still going to be taking up 11 spaces. So the other 3 spaces on the end is really just padding. Okay, they'll remain in your file. Okay, there are reasons for using variable length, and there's reasons for using fixed length. Okay, so just remember 2 types of file structures: variable length and fixed length. Again, the greater than sign allows you to redirect information into a file. The double greater than signs will allow you to append that information that's in a file already created. Okay, the less than sign and the double less than signs allows you to run a program like VI and redirect commands into it. And then we'll do that a little bit later on, I think, in coming chapters. So the create files, let's see, some ways to manipulate files. You can create them, delete them, copy files around, combine files. We'll do much of that in this chapter. Okay, so let's look at touch. Touch is the first command that we'll take a look at. And touch is used to change a file's timestamp and date stamp. Okay, so if we go into Linux, and let's type in dir. I think we have a file named zoo2. Okay, let's look at, because of the timestamp, I want to find something that's older. Okay, let's go to let's see, probably this is from last year, v2 sorted. Okay, dir v2 sorted. Okay, so again, we'll look at the date, the timestamp on this file, September 21, 2011. Now if I touch, and it is v2 sorted, and then look at the command again, look at the file again, I now see September 16, 7:59 a.m. And then so touch simply updates, once again, touch simply updates the file's timestamp. Now delete, we've talked about delete. We can RM for removing a file. We can use wildcards. RMDIR can remove a directory. However, if there's something in that directory, if we use rm space -r, that will remove a non-empty directory. That works pretty well. Now a couple of examples with copying files. We use a command called cp to actually copy the files in Linux. So this example is copying a file called class of 88 to the duplicates directory and name it classmates. It's a little cryptic. You'll probably mess up more than once copying files. It's always handy to make sure you check the file initially before you copy it. Where are you in the right directory, for instance? And then after you copy it, go out to that directory and ensure that that file has been copied. So until you get really comfortable copying, I would certainly do that just to verify things are where they're supposed to be. Now this example is copy 1, copy 2, and copy 3 into a directory called duplicates. So we'll go do that. I need to make directory duplicates. Okay, dir. Let me scroll up here a little bit. There's duplicates. Okay, now I want to copy one. Well, let's do this too. Let's just do a little verifying. Copy 1. Okay, so copy 1 just says copy 1 in it. Copy 2 will say copy 2 and 3. Okay, so we want to copy 1. That's the first file. Copy 2 is the second. Copy 3 is the third. Where do we want to put them? In the duplicates directory. Now let's change directory to duplicates to verify. And there they are. Copy 1, 2, and 3. I'll change directory back up. Okay. Now another way to combine files is, and we haven't done this yet, I guess. You've used cat to go ahead and create files initially, but you can take copy 1 and copy 2 and then redirect them into a file called total research. And again, this is a cat command. So cat is displaying a file. Cat copy 1. So whatever the first file is we want to copy. Copy 2. And I have to spell that right. Again, we have to spell that right. And these are the challenges of using command prompts. And we want to copy that into total research. Okay, now we should be able to cat total research, and we see copy 1 and copy 2 in total research. Okay, no problem there. A couple more things. Now we want to combine files using paste. So we have a file called v1 that looks like this. We have a file called v2. Now when I use the paste command, it pastes them together in a columnar format. There we go, columnar format. So let's look at v1 and v2. So cat v1, we can verify the contents. Cat v2, we can verify those contents. Now if we use that may have rolled off the screen far enough. As we can see, as we can see, I ran cat v1. This is what it showed us. Cat v2. This is the contents of that file. Now we'll go ahead and use paste v1 and v2, and what are we going to put those into? v3. So at this point in time we can cat v3. So once again with the command, first file, second file, and then redirecting into v3. And again, that should put it into a column, put the contents of these files into a columnar format. And it certainly does. We have the first column and the second column. Now to go back, let's go back to one more. Now we're going to use a delimiter. So we're going to paste, but if you look at this, this isn't delimited. This is a variable length file that we've created. Now let's go back in and delimit the file. Paste -d, and then within the single quotes you have to put in what the delimiter is going to be. We can put in a comma, we can put in a colon, and then the same command as before. v1, v2, redirect that information into the particular file that we want to get to. So we're going to run, and let's just pull up this last paste command by hitting the up arrow. -d, okay, means delimited, and then whatever's in the single quotes, will be the delimiter. So again, we pasted that over the top of V3, and we can see in V3, because once again, I want to point out we copied it over the top of V3, so we just replaced the file. So when you look at this example, I used V delimited. Let's do it. So V delimited. And then if I look at there it is. I'm throwing a lot of stuff on the screen at you. There. Okay, so that's delimited, and it's using a comma as a delimiter. Let's run the paste again one more time, and this time we're going to use a colon, and we're going to call this V delimited -1. Remember, that's -1. Let's clear, just so we can see it a little more easily. -1. That's the one with that's the delimited file with the colon, and there you go. Okay, so I think that is the end of part 1. Thank you.